Okay. Hey everybody. I just wanted to see about doing my third test for the aluminum sintering. I figured I'd go live. The reason being, well, I'm not really sure if this is going to work. So if it doesn't, then you will not see the video translate over to the regular long form video. But I wanted to go over a few of the things that we're going to be doing for this and just kind of run through this together for anyone who is interested. I'll go over some of my parts lists. First off being we have our crucible and our aluminum Hanya mask is actually already been debound in this. So we're going to save some steps. And it's rested in some ballast, which is just an aluminum ballast for those who haven't been paying attention or watching or really just have any idea of what we're doing today. So the next thing that we're going to be doing is using a flux on top of our buried part. This is just an aluminum brazing flux. We'll probably use about 2 teaspoons or maybe 3 teaspoons or so. We're going to also sprinkle, I don't know if you can see this, but a little bit of this zinc putty. When you sprinkle it, it's going to just layer on top of the crucible. And the last component would be our trusty microwave heating element. This is an alumina encased silicon carbide heating element that is kind of calibrated to the temperatures that we're trying to achieve for aluminum sintering, which with our tests seem to be closer to around the 1600 degrees Fahrenheit mark. So this is about the max that this element can reach. So let me go ahead and sprinkle this on top of the powder, and again, it's just going to layer right on top. We're going to layer a little bit of flux right on top of that. There already is some zinc powder that has been dispersed around the ballast, but this is just for the extra layer. I want to make sure that we check off all of the boxes here. So I'm going to break this up and sprinkle it on top. Okay. And I always layer the piece that I'm doing in the center of the crucible. So when it looks like, I don't know if you can see that, this has been centered in the, dealing with two different centering. Centered the part in the crucible, and I'm about to center the part in the microwave. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and get a little spoon, and we're going to layer just about 2 teaspoons, maybe 3 teaspoons of the flux. So give me a second here. And again, we're going to be using just those microwaves over there. We're going to be running for about, I'd say about 45 minutes. 15 minutes in the 1100 watt, and then 15 minutes in the 900 watt. So why we're doing that, we're going to be doing that because we need to give the 1100 watt a little break so that we don't overheat anything. So let's go ahead and put some flux. And again, this is just some powdery stuff. It's a little contaminated by this spoon, but I'm about done with this flux, so I'll probably just end up using the remainder in this. You can pick this stuff up on Amazon. I've linked it in most of my other videos, but it's just a flux on Amazon for aluminum brazing. So just going to get every little last bit I have, which works out to about 2 teaspoons. Okay. And for those who want to tune in a little later, I'll probably end up cutting this video up into a little bit more consolidated form. But for those tuning in live, well, you'll see about how long this takes, because I'm going to go through the whole process, start to finish. So there will be some waiting for some of this. Okay. So I got the flux layered, and that's about it for that. I'm going to go ahead and just toss this. We don't need it anymore. And I'll be ordering that again from Amazon, again, for about 15 bucks. Okay. So I'm also going to just layer a little bit of ballast on top of this before I rest the heating element. I don't want the flux and the zinc to sit directly in contact with the heating element. This is going to get really hot. I don't want it to damage the element so that I just don't have to make it again. So bear with me here. I'm going to grab a little bit of ballast from my ballast box over here. And again, this is just powdery stuff, alumina, nothing crazy. We're going to go ahead and just sprinkle a little on top so that we have a little bit of a layer between it and our element. Okay, I think we got that prepped. Now that it's prepped, I'm going to go ahead and just place this heating element again right on top. So let's go ahead and do that. And just gently press it because that debound part is very brittle. We don't want that breaking or anything. The last part for this is going to be covering with a lid. I don't want to have any of the gases escape or anything like that. So we're going to be covering with a lid, and it's going to be sealed up so that we, again, prevent gases as much as we can and prevent any kind of arcs that would be from the insides of the crucible. As you can see, this lid this lid has had some use, but let's go ahead and put this on top. And what we end up with is a sealed box. So this box is going to go into the microwave. We're going to be doing the 1100 watt first, and I've already got that timed out for 15 minutes. Okay, so normally I would be running the full ventilation, but to avoid having any kind of loud feedback, I did the debind first, so that most of the harmful gases will be have already been released. I do have a couple of fans going, as well as a filtration to kind of suck some of the air in from the outside, and I also have a window open over behind you guys, so that we have some fresh air blowing in. So that is going right now. I'm just going to wipe off my hands, and I'm going to be monitoring this for a good bit here. We're going to just check for the first 15-minute interval that this is going to work, make sure that we don't have any issues, and once we do that, we're going to immediately be removing that and putting it into the 900 watt. So following that, we will be moving it back to the 1100 watt for another 15 minutes, and that should complete the Sinter cycle. So from there, we've essentially done a few things. We added some zinc, we added some flux. We're going to be sintering at high temps as quick as we can, and then we're going to let that sit once it's completed the Sinter cycle. And hopefully we should end up with an aluminum piece. I was thinking that I'd show the whole thing, but there's really not a lot left to show here. So for now, I am going to stop the live, and I'm going to pick this back up whenever we are doing the reveal. So probably within about an hour or so, we'll be able to know, maybe more like 2, so that we cool down to ambient temperature, so that we know if it works or not. So wish me luck, and thanks for tuning in. I will catch you guys in the next one.